Inspired: How to Create Tech Products Customers Love, 2nd edition. Preface to the 2nd edition. When I first considered publishing updates to the 1st edition of my book, Inspired, I estimated that maybe I would modify something like 10 to 20% of the content. That is because there was very little of the 1st edition that I wish I could change. However, once I got started, I quickly realized that the 2nd edition would require a complete rewrite, not because I regretted what I had written, but because I believe I have much better ways of explaining these topics now. I had no idea that the 1st edition would be as successful as it has been. Thanks to the book, I have made friends all over the globe. The book has been translated into several languages, and despite being nearly 10 years old as of this writing, sales continues to grow, all by words of mouth and reviews. So if you can read the 1st edition, I thank you, and hope you enjoy the 2nd edition even more. If you are new to Inspired, I am hoping this new edition will accomplish its objective ever, but even better. When I wrote the 1st edition, it was before Agile was well established in product companies, and therefore popularized. When I wrote the 1st edition, it was before Agile was well established in the product companies, and before customer development and a lean startup nomenclature became popularized. Today, most teams have been using these techniques for several years and are more interested in what beyond lean and agile, which is what I focus on here. I have kept the basic structure of the book intact, but the techniques I described have improved significantly over the past decade. Beyond the changing how I explain the topics and updating the techniques, the other major change to the book is that I now go into detail on what I refer to here as products at scale. In the 1st edition, I focused more on startups. In this edition, however, I want to expand the scope to look at the challenges of growth stage companies and how product can be done well at large enterprise companies. There is no question that scale introduces serious challenges, and over the past decade, much of my time has been spent coaching companies through rapid growth. Sometimes we call that surviving success, if that gives you an indication of how hard it can be. I have received a lot of great feedbacks from readers of the 1st edition, and there are a couple of important things I have learned and I would like to address here. First, there really is a critical need to focus on the specific job of the product manager. In the 1st edition, I talked a lot about product management, but I try to speak to product teams more broadly. Today, there are many excellent resources for product designers and engineers, but precious little valuable specifically for product managers who are responsible for technology-powered products. So, in this edition, I decided to concentrate on the job of the technology product manager. If you are a product manager at the technology company, or if you aspire to be one, I am hoping this will become a go-to resource. Second, there are many people looking for a recipe for product success, a prescriptive guide or framework to how to create products customer love. While I understand the desire, and I know I will likely sell many more copies if I position this book that way. The unfortunate truth is that just not how great products are created. It is much more about creating the right product culture for success and understanding the carry of product discovery and delivery techniques so that you can use the right tool for the specific issue you are facing. And yes, this means that the job of the product manager is not in any sense easy. And truth to be told, not everyone is equipped to succeed in this job. All that said, the tech product management job is today one of the most desired jobs in our industry, and is the leading source, the provided grant of startup CEOs. So if you have got the desire and are willing to put in the effort, I would like nothing better than to help you to succeed.